a few years after the foundations of Ville-Marie, in 1657, a religious society was arrived from Paris, les Sulpiciens in French. And les Sulpiciens, it's a group of priests, like the Jesuits or the Dominicans. It's a branch of the Roman Catholic Church. And when les Sulpiciens arrived to Ville-Marie, they had a project for build a church. And the first Notre-Dame was not this one. So I'm going to show you here. We can see together on my first picture, on the center, that's the first Notre-Dame church. At the back, we can see the old city, le Vieux Montreal, where we are right now. And right here, we have the actual church, but without the tower. They were not handed yet. And I just want to show you that this building was not there at the beginning of Ville-Marie, but the other Notre-Dame's was not far. It was in the middle of the street, between this side and the square. So later, when we move out, if you take a look at the pavement, you will see we have gray limestone on the ground. And also, just in front of here, you can see a drawing, a large white space, which is cruciform. And if you are able to see the white cross in the middle, that's the place where was located the church. So later, take a look when we will move out. Sorry for my voice this morning. So this one was built from 1672 to 1683 with a capacity for about 800 visitors. So for the period, it was a big church. Ville-Marie, the colony, became officially Montreal in 1725. After that, Montreal was growing up, and in the 1820s, les Sulpiciens were still running the parish, and they decided to build a bigger church for Mary. So that's very impressive because the new Notre-Dame was built only in 5 years. Yeah. It was built here from 1824 to 1829. Okay, so 1824 to 1829. And you need to know that James O'Donnell, the architect, was working here almost every day with 250 men, 7 months per year during 5 years. When we opened it, the capacity was for 3,500 visitors. And les Sulpiciens decided to demolish the other church on the street just a few months after the opening here in 1829. Okay? By the way, I have another picture just to show you the transitions. So we can see here the opening of the new Notre-Dame. And as you see in this picture, the first Notre-Dame was demolished, except we were keeping the tower with the bell because our towers were handed later. The East Tower, which is called the Temperance, was handed in 1841, and the West Tower, which is called the Perseverance, was handed in 1883. So in 1843, we demolished the tower and the bells of the first Notre-Dame. Okay. Well, before we walk inside to see the interior, you need to know that the decoration, it was a work in progress. We handed Notre-Dame like this, like today, only in 1929 for the sanctuary. And I want to show you another picture. We can see here the first interior, 1829. So as you see, it was more sober at the opening. The walls were not painted yet. The pews were different. The pulpit, which is the balcony on the center of the church, where the priest did the French sermon before 1965, it was different. We have the spiral stairs with the characters. So here you can see no stairs, no characters. And again, behind me, we have the altarpiece. If you take a look at my picture, originally it was smaller. And also, where you see the blue, there was a stained glass window. And the window was very big. The window was 20 meters high and 10 meters wide. And even though it was very cold, the Montreal, the sun arrived always from the east, south. And you can guess what was the problem, huh? The parishioners were blinded by the sun. It was warm and uncomfortable. So you can see, by the way, this picture, we have the stained glass window. So, so for the inconvenience, in 1873, les Sulpiciens decided to remove it. Okay, they chose to remove the large window. And they choose to install 3 rose windows on the ceiling. So you can see on my third picture, they were then installed 3 rose windows on the ceiling. The rose windows, or les rosaces in French, they were made in France at the Champignons Company in Bar-le-Duc. And the central rows present angels with flowers, and each side at the extremity, you can see the blue stars and a blue flower, which is called lily or fleur de lys in French. It's a symbol of the French monarchy. At the end of the 19th century, we painted the vault, we painted the ceiling, and we painted here 3,000 stars in gold lids. They are 23 carats each. Pure gold is 24 carats. So they are almost in pure gold. Okay. So before we move to another spot, we see other details. A word about a painting here. So when we will pass by the corridor in 2 minutes, you will see more closer a portrait of Marguerite Duville. And Marguerite Duville was a famous nun in Canada because she was the fundress of the Sisters of the Charity. They were well known as the Grey Nuns in the country. Okay, so maybe if you are from Canada, you know the Grey Nuns. And they were famous especially because they helped orphans and homeless, like on the paintings here. And I talk about Marguerite because when she was young, before she became a nun, she got married. Yeah, she got married. And she got married in the first church on the street. When we demolished it, we were able to bring here pews, paintings, and furniture, and we brought the original altarpiece, which is the one under the paintings. So Marguerite got married in front of this altarpiece. But unfortunately, her husband died early in her life. After that, she became a nun, and John Paul II gave to her the title Canadian Saint in 1990. So today in Canada, Marguerite Duville is one of our saints.